Okay, so with regards to what matters or our values, we have a lack of clarity. We're not really 100% sure that we want to be smoke-free. Well, wait a minute. Not today. Maybe tomorrow. But gee, not today, right? But yet all we have is now. So there's a lack of clarity of our values. We have persistent inaction and impulsivity. I gotta have it, I gotta get it, I gotta take it. And we are actually what we call experiential avoidance. We're avoiding the present moment. That's what we're avoiding, based on the past and ideas about the future. And this one here is cognitive fusion. We're confused. We're listening to the voice in our head. It's dominating everything we're doing. It's in control of the body-brain, right? And consequently, we are caught in what we call the 3 F's, fight, flight, or freeze, right? But there's one more. When we learn to do this, when we learn to be act practitioners, right? Act trainers, when we learn to do it, we can learn that we don't have to fight, flight, or freeze. We can float. We can relax. We can be at ease, right? And we can float through the moment instead of going through. Now this means training. You actually are going to train the brain on how you want it to perform. Instead of the brain telling your body brain how to perform, and I'm using the word body brain on purpose, right? It's all one thing, it's not separate. Instead of the body brain telling the body how it's going to act, I'm here. You're here. You get to tell the body brain what you want it to do, right? You, me, we, us, we're all alike. We don't have to follow what the voice is saying. Even if it's creating a gut feeling of run, right? I mean, obviously if running's appropriate, right? I got bit by a couple of yellow jackets on June 29th. And I'm on a hill and my body started to fall. And I just yelled, I screamed, get up, run, run. And to my amazement, she ran like a 10-year-old. Across the field, across the deck, up the stairs, into the house, yelling, right, at the husband, help! Something's happening, I don't know what's happening. I couldn't see anything. All I knew is there was this incessant stinging happening, but I didn't know what it was from. And he yelled at me, it must be yellow jackets, and at that moment, folks, 2 yellow jackets got him. Stung him on the finger and stung him on the leg. I didn't know I brought the yellow jackets with me. They actually can follow you, right? But it was important that I was present and I said to the body mind, get up, run. Do you know what might have happened had she fallen to the ground and those yellow jackets began to sting and he wouldn't know where I was, right? We ended up taking me to a doctor and they gave me the EpiPen and said you're allergic and all of that and carried it. Of course it's not in the room. So because I'm trained, I told the body what I wanted it to do instead of what it was doing, which was falling to the ground. So those 3 F's, right? Of course I wasn't floating in that moment. I was in command at that moment. Even though I was in shock, even though I didn't know what was happening, I was able to stay in command, right? This is called being bold, being brave, and why not? You know, why should we slink along hoping everything's going to be okay? Heck with that. I'm here, right? And when you're here, that changes the game completely. So let me say that I live there in this mess.
Are we missing one? The opposite of self is context.
Yeah, thank you. I lived Yes, thank you very much. For almost over 50 years of my life, I was not present. I was not here. Obviously, for 35 years, the body brain said, I want a cigarette. I need a cigarette. Let's smoke. I was not present. I couldn't say, we're not doing that. Why would we do that? That's harmful. I'm not going to harm the body. Why would I do that? Right? But I wasn't present to do it, whereas now I am. I'm here. I'm in the moment. And that's where we want to all land. We all want to land in the present moment. Right? And attachment to who we think we are. That's selfish context. Why? Because you're not who you think you are. You do exist. You are real. But you're not the conceptualized idea of who you are. You're the living human being that's motivating and moving this vehicle we got, right? As to what direction it's going to go in. What is the outcome I'm taking it in towards? Am I going towards the outcome I want? Or am I going away from it? This is going away from it. And I can tell you, and I say this with total authenticity, I was not present for over 50 years of my own life. I missed it because I wasn't here. How did that happen? Nobody knew about the present moment. Nobody was telling my mother, right? You'd see her cooking at the kitchen table, or at the stove rather, and her little lips were always moving. What was she doing? Hail Mary, Holy Mother, Hail Mary. She was praying all the time. That's how she held herself in the present moment, right? But we didn't understand that. So it took me, until I came into acceptance commitment therapy, I had already begun to wake up that there's something else going on. Probably in the 1980s is where I began to wake up. Once I got sober, right? I began to become awake to what am I doing? Is this what I want to? And smoking continued even after the alcohol for a long time. So attachment, this is attachment. I'm going to give you this. This is a gift. And I'm going to give it because if I don't give it, I can't keep it. Now in our world, if I were to say, hey, Derek, here, I'm going to give you that. You see, in our world, I have just lost it. I don't have it anymore because he has it. That's not the kind of gift I'm talking about. The kind of gift I'm talking about is for me to keep it. For me to keep it, I have to give it, right? I have to give it to you. We are all genius. You have something in your head that is genius material. Once we learn how to use it, we can take it in any direction we want it to go in, and it will be successful. Sitting on the couch, just sitting on the couch, right, with the husband, and all of a sudden my fingers start going like that, and I'm like, what the heck are my fingers doing? Right? What are they doing? Attachment. It's just a little symbol for attachment, right? You can ask yourself, what are you attached to? What is it that you don't want to let go of that's causing difficulty in your own experience, right? What is that? And how do I release this attachment? I was attached to alcohol, cigarettes, drugs, sex, you name it. I was attached to all that stuff. Food, probably still attached to food. I know there's a few other things, but we won't do those, right? So what do? So I want you to just think about for a moment, what are you attached to? And do you want to let it go? And if you do want to let it go, then you need to ask me, how do we do that? Because you see, you can't let that go. You can't let that go. Fingers crossed. They will not undo themselves. I'll give you another example. This. right? You cannot open your hand. From this position, you cannot open your hand. So here I'm angry. I'm guilty. I'm shameful. There's something wrong with me. I cannot release myself unless I do one important thing. And I'm giving you this gift early, early in the training. Anybody tell me what I can do? I can't open my hand. And if I stay this way, I will be crippled. Within the day, before the day is out, if I don't find a way to release myself, I will not be able to use it. In fact, within a few moments, my hand's going to become very sore. There's only one thing you can do, folks. There's only one thing I can do. Relax. Now you can open. You cannot relax. You cannot open from a contracted, crashed position. It will never happen. It will never happen. But if you can relax, you'll have peace. Relax your attachment. Relax, just relax a little. Relax. Whew. Those are just little things you can practice from. Am I here? Am I present? Are my five senses tintillating? Is my body brain on? Am I watching? Does anybody need any help? Anybody want to have any questions? Right? Can I see it, taste it, touch it, hear it, and One second. Can I smell it? What's the aroma of the room? The quickest way to your brain is through your nose. From here to here, quickest way. You're upset? What did we call that years ago? Well, before me even, right? Before I got a body. They called it smelling salts. She would faint. In the black and white movies or whatever they were, you know, before they had sound, she would faint. He never fainted, I don't know why. Just her, right? And they would get the smelling, this is a smelling salt, this is eucalyptus. Want to change what your brain is doing instantaneously? Take a few sniffs. I never thought I'd be a huffer. I am. Yeah, and if another way is every night, if you have a diffuser in your bedroom, and for 2 hours you allow it to either do eucalyptus, lavender, spearmint, rosemary, there's probably one more, I can't think of it, and you oscillate them.
Lemongrass?
Maybe lemongrass, I think you're right, lemongrass. What happens is you're warding off dementia. Every night, 2 hours a night with a diffuser, and oscillate rosemary. Rosemary is one of the most powerful ones. I think I left the rosemary plant in the car, and it's probably gone by now. I did bring a rosemary plant. Rosemary is one of the most powerful little herbs. Spearmint. I grow them in my backyard, on my patio. I have rosemary in the house. I touch it throughout the day, and then I smell it. Why? Because when you smell rosemary, your brain, there's a compound in the aroma of rosemary that tells the brain, first of all, reduce anxiety, let go of stress. A herb, rosemary, reduces anxiety and stress in your brain, body brain, right? You can eat it, you can smell it. You can put it in the diffuser at night, right? And you can look this up. It's science. I'm not telling you stuff that I'm making up. This is science. If you use a diffuser, it's good. The quickest way. Let me share the quickest way to dementia. How many of you want to know what it is? Huh? Anybody? Show hands. You want to know the quick way? How do you get to dementia? Okay, thank you. Anger, guilt, shame, fear, suffering. Shut it down, shut it down, shut it down. Turn it on, shut it down. Turn it on, shut it down. That's the quickest way. Intense grief over long periods of time will shut the thing down. It's like slamming this closed, slamming it closed, slamming it closed. Let go of anger, guilt, shame, fear, hatred, remorse, resentment. Let it go. And the quickest way to freedom is to stop struggling. As soon as you stop the struggle, you're free. Oh, I'm so guilty. Oh no, that's guilt. I don't do guilt. Oh, there's something wrong. No, I don't do there's something wrong with me. I don't do that. As soon as my body brain tries to do any of these old programs, remember I'm here. I'm the CEO of her. Right? And I say, no, we're not doing that. Should we do joy? Absolutely, let's do joy. I'm good for that. Let's do happiness. I'm good for that. Any of the other negative things, I'm not there. And of course, you know, as I do, the world tells you, feel all those emotions. Go ahead if you want. I don't choose to. Does it make me less than because I don't choose to go through guilt and shame and fear? You know, I did go through shock with the, what were those little bugs?
Yellow Jackets.
Yellow Jackets. I did go through shock, right? But I still maintain being here and told her what to do. Now I have to say, my dear friend, this was a little more difficult. So I try to be transparent. I don't want you to think that I'm not real. I am real. Last October, my dear friend Dr. James Doty went through surgery. They did something wrong. He was in a coma for 3 months. They then finally sent him to the VA hospital in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And I had a little, as you see here, I have a little boy doll that I took home with me and said, okay, Jim, I'm going to hang with you. I want to see you in the summer. July 17th, I got word that Jim passed. I was devastated, to be honest. I was shocked. I lost my breath. I sat in a chair, and I happened to have one of those dear, what you call, dear husbands, who came right over and kneeled beside me and said, I'm here with you right now, and I won't leave you until you feel okay to handle it, right? Because I had lost my breath. I was so shocked. If you don't know who Dr. James Doty is, look up the book Into the Magic Shop. It's absolutely gripping. I couldn't put it down, right? And then his next one was Mind Magic, right? Talk about a powerful person on the planet, right? We need these models, these people who are powerful, who show us. How did Jim Doty get to be Jim Doty? How did Linda Hamilton get here? Right? Was it because, oh, we're so rich in things? No. It's because we struggled through various different things and survived. Right? Now, Jim Doty's past, his mother had emotional problems, his father was an alcoholic, he was violent. And Jim Doty happened to meet one person, her name was Ruth. And Ruth said, I'm going to teach you 10 magic tricks. And at one point after that, as he got into college, they kicked him out. They brought him back. He became a neurosurgeon to operate on the brains of children. He became one of the richest people in the world, and he lost it all. Right? He also connected up with the Dalai Lama and created Sea Care at Stanford University. He rose out of the strife that he was in by the help of one person. By the help of one person. Jeff Georgie, I may not be saying his last name, who was here yesterday, who was teaching in one of these rooms, same thing, by the help of one person. Can you be the one person that reaches out and says, how can I help you? And can you do it when they're giving you the most ugly face they could give you? When they're telling you you ain't nothing but bleh, can you still, how can I help you? And why would we do it? Because anybody who's angry, guilty, shameful, fearful, resentment, remorse, and grief is calling for help. They're calling, help me, help me. We, with our wonderful mirror neurons, react to that. Like, oh, I ain't going with you, I'm going the other way. Or I'm going to get angry with you. That's not the message. The message coming from the person in front of you is help me. No matter what, right? I don't know, I've been divorced, let's see, how many times? Two times? Yeah, 2 times, right? Why? Because every time he said help me, I went, stop it. What's wrong with you? Right? I didn't have the sense to say, because he wasn't using the words help me. He wasn't using those words.
You weren't awake yet.
Pardon?
You weren't awake yet.
That's right. I wasn't aware. Thank you. So, again, who do we think we are? I've been on this slide a little bit long. Any questions about the inflexibility? This is where we become rigid, where we can't really move. We're psychologically unflexible. Right? And this is what we don't want. We want to learn how to be free of that. Right? And it'll be helpful. This is another way of looking at it. This is Linda's view now. We're going to look through Linda's lens. And right there, real world experiences, that's me. I'm here, you're here. We're that upper corner there. Right? Over here is our committed actions. Things we might realize today. Things we might have a revelation today. We might have an epiphany. We might have a wake up like, ooh, wow, I got it. Right? That's it. And over here, awareness of what matters to us. And then the TIF, what are my thoughts, impulses, and feelings that are going to take me around the hexaplex in this way?
You could rearrange that to FIT, the fit that I'm in, my feelings, my impulses, and my thoughts, and I'm in a fit.
Write that down.
Yeah, write that down.
Yeah. So what's in the center happens to be my business card, right? In ACT, you really don't see the center used very much. You really see what are your committed actions, what are your values, what is your fusion, which means fusion is stuck to. What are you stuck to? I was stuck to, I need a cigarette, I want a cigarette, I have to have a cigarette, I was stuck to that. And then what does it generate? What real world experience is being generated by my committed actions, my awareness that I'm here in this room, this is a valuable moment. I have thoughts, feelings, and impulses, right? And opening to the real world experience. So the center is my business card, and it says, now what? Okay, I'm here. Now what? The most powerful thing we can do is be curious. Begin to wonder. As you begin to wonder what happens, and this is something most of us don't know. We don't like that. We say we're curious, but we really don't want to be curious, because to be curious, you have to be a little uncertain. You have to be able to say, I don't really know the answer to that. And we've all been taught to know the answer. So what happens is when you're curious, the mind opens. And there's no limit. It's like the sky. There might be clouds, but there's no limit to the sky. The sky is not a limit. The sky is unlimited to the universe. And when we get the mind open, it's unlimited to receive what we need that it's going to take us in the direction that we want to go in, right? And what will happen is you will receive, I'm giving you another gift here, so I can keep it, because it was given to me. This was given to me from the universe, right? And then you can receive the information you're wanting to know about. And you will know that whenever you receive it, that it is always truth. You can depend on it. You can't depend on your body brain. Your body brain can lie. It can tell you all kinds of things, right? But when you receive it from the universe, it'll be truth. And you can bet on it. Do we all need to stretch a little bit? Do we all need to move around a little bit? I mean, I don't know how long we've been sitting, but please, if you want to stretch, I can feel my sciatica going off a little bit, saying, okay, Linda, you've stood here for long enough, you know, let's kind of get up and move around. Right?
Good with that.
This would be a great time if you could come up with a question or an answer. Yeah. I'm all for it. Give it a little stretch. And what are we doing? We're honoring the body and its need to move. Okay? When do we have a break? 10 o'clock. Yeah, we go at 10 o'clock.
It's 10 o'clock or 2.
Yeah, okay. Let's just move around.